Howdy folks, and today's lore episode is on the Acclamator class assault ship. While the clone army was being developed on Camino, the nearby planet Rothana saw the creation of most of its vehicles. The massive Rothana heavy engineering was owned by that galactic powerhouse of vehicle manufacturing, Coat Drive Yards, or KDY. KDY might have been expected to ally itself with the Separatist forces, but after much of KDY's board was assassinated by the Neimoidians in a power struggle for Trade Federation leadership, the Kuat family were firmly allied with the Supreme Chancellor and his Republic. The development of the fleet of assault ships was carried out in the same secrecy as the clone army on Camino, and will be the first transgalactic warships the galaxy had seen for generations. The Separatists used converted Trade Federation cargo ships in the war, but the Republic fleet represented the first purpose-built warships capable of hyperspace travel across the galaxy for many years. Now the move caught the Separatists by surprise, and suddenly the struggle between the Confederacy and the Republic escalated into war of truly galactic scale. The Republic was now capable of reaching out far from Coruscant and delivering a mighty military force without warning, and the Separatists were on the run. Now the Republic assault ships, which were designated Acclamator class by KDY, first came to light when Master Yoda arrived on Camino to take delivery of the clone army. The completed ships arrived soon afterwards from Rothana and were immediately loaded with clone troopers. Sections of troops had already had specialist training in the crewing and operation of the assault ships, and they fell efficiently into their positions. And after this, it was straight into battle on Geonosis, and to rescue the Jedi. The assault ships were vast in scale, but were still capable of atmospheric maneuvers. This allowed them to deliver the load of gunships and troops directly onto the planetary surface. It was this ability that helped Yoda catch the Separatists completely by surprise. The first they knew of the fleet's arrival was when the Republic gunships began pouring into the execution arena. The Acclamator 1 and 2 became the primary large-scale troop deployment craft for the Republic during the Clone Wars. 1,000 more Acclamator 1 vessels were ordered immediately after the end of the First Battle of Geonosis, for example. And while the Venator-class Star Destroyers were more numerous, the Acclamator ships were used more consistently, both throughout the conflict and after. The Empire would deploy them in outlying systems, slowly phasing them out of operation and replacing them with the Imperial-class Star Destroyers that were inspired by the Acclamator design. Although technically designated as transgalactic military transports, the massive Acclamator 1 and 2 craft were heavily armed and armoured enough to actually be classed as medium frigates in their own right. And so well armed were they that an Acclamator group could render a planet lifeless in a bombardment, which was dubbed Base Delta Zero. Now the Acclamator class transports were designed and built by Rothana Heavy Engineering, a company wholly, if secretly, owned by Coat Drive Yards, who would later build Star Destroyers for the Empire. The wedge-shaped design of the Acclamator ships was certainly a departure from the standard design of Republic ships of the pre-Clone Wars era, but it was, militarily more sound. The dagger design, which had been a feature of Republic ships centuries before during the Mandalorian Wars, allowed the ships to better concentrate forward firepower while minimizing their own target profile. Able to land on a planet, even a waterworld such as Mon Calamari, to disembark troops and battlefield equipment, each of the Acclamator 1 transports carried 16,000 clone troopers and support personnel into combat. They also shipped 320 speeder bikes, 80 LART gunships that themselves carried infantry or vehicles, 48 all-terrain tactical enforcers or ATTEs, and 36 SPHA walkers or SFART walkers. The craft had a crew of around 700, including gunners who operated the 4 heavy turbo torpedo launchers, firing high-yield proton torpedoes from a magazine of 100, and it also had 24-point defense laser cannons delivering 6 megatons per shot, and 12 quad turbo laser turrets delivering 200 gigatons per shot. The hull was impregnated with ultra-dispersive neutronium to assist in dissipating the energy from enemy fire. Even fusion rockets barely dented these ships. Already on the drawing boards of Rothana and Kuat, with some early testing taking place 10 years before Geonosis, the Acclamator ships could so easily have been fielded for the Separatists. But for the bloody assassination of several high-ranking Kuat staff at the Eriado conference, when the Neimoidians took control of the Trade Federation, despite the efforts of Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn and his then Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi. So if it wasn't for that incident, the Separatists could have had these ships. But because in their struggle to take control of the Trade Federation, and they attacked and assassinated a lot of dignitaries at that Eriado conference, KDY threw in their lot with the Republic and refused to aid the Separatists. And because of that, the Republic got these war-winning ships. And there you have it. That is the Acclamator class assault ship, and used by the Republic during the Clone Wars and for some time afterwards while they were slowly phased out. So if you like the video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications as well to keep up to date with all my videos so you don't miss anything. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the video, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Later.